Hey everybody, it's the Doctor of Comedy. Coming here today to talk to you about the pregnant woman who miscarried when a Walgreens manager refused to let her leave. The reason why I want to talk about this is because Walgreens Pharmacy has been getting a lot of backlash regarding this story, especially after Ashley Anderson died after CVS wouldn't let her leave after she was having a medical emergency. Is this issue an issue with Walgreens as a whole, or is this more about a store manager that just acted inappropriately and didn't follow company policies? So, according to the story, Walgreens is facing a federal lawsuit after a store manager refused to let a pregnant worker leave and see her doctor, and she began spotting blood. The worker was told she had already asked for too many accommodations and was forced to quit her job in Louisiana. She had a miscarriage later that day, the agency says. No one should have to choose between losing a pregnancy and losing a job, according to Andrew Kingsley, an EEOC senior trial attorney. So the employee that is classified as Jane Doe was hired on September 17, 2020. The worker informed her manager that she was seeing a doctor for her health conditions and needed to eat on occasions through her work shift, according to the EEOC. Then the worker notified the manager that she was pregnant on October 27, 2020. Days later, the worker texted her manager saying she was unable to come back to work because she was feeling lightheaded, stating, "I'm pregnant and I struggle with low blood sugar," the complaint states. The text came after she said another Walgreens supervisor refused her a needed 15-minute snack break. The manager texted the worker, writing back, "When you go to the doctor in the morning, we need something from the doctor with your restrictions and blood sugar issues. We need you at work so we can get ready for inventory, or this will be job abandonment if no excuse," according to the complaint. As a result, the worker came back and provided her manager, who was aware she was also pregnant, with a doctor's note the next day, according to the complaint. About a month later, on December 2nd, 2020, the pregnant worker went to the bathroom and saw she was spotting blood. She called her doctor and notified a coworker. The sales associate told the coworker, described as a shift lead, that she was sick and needed to leave, according to the complaint. However, the coworker ordered her to stay until the manager arrived. When the manager came to the store, the pregnant worker told her that she urgently needed to leave, but the manager refused, according to the complaint. The manager said she could not leave until a replacement could take over her duties. The EEOC complaint says Walgreens ordinarily permits employees to leave if they are experiencing an emergency, and it is not unusual for the store manager and shift lead to cover a customer sales associate when a replacement is unavailable. That day, the manager did not find a replacement and told the worker she was hired before getting pregnant and now she was not a good fit for Walgreens due to her pregnancy, according to the complaint. Additionally, the manager added that the worker had previously sought too many accommodations. The customer sales associate had no option but to resign, per her doctor's advice, and ultimately had a miscarriage, the release states. Walgreens is accused of denying the worker reasonable accommodations when it came to her disability, including diabetes and hypoglycemia, and her pregnancy, according to the EEOC. I know a lot of the blame will go on Walgreens as a company as a whole, but I think this is just an issue of poor management between the store manager and the shift lead. As a pharmacy manager for Walgreens, I've had two pregnant technicians before. The first technician, she wanted to work pretty much to the day before she was due. And I had to make a lot of accommodations for her. She could only fill for like 10, 15 minutes at a time. Then I had to get her a chair. Sometimes I would put her at the out window with the chair so she could work and sit down. Sometimes I would let her just answer the phones and type. Yes, it kind of slowed down workflow, but you know, that's just what I had to do as a manager. She had every right to keep working, and so I just had to do the best that I could. I told her, whatever accommodations you need, just don't have that baby in this pharmacy, okay? I am not delivering a baby. I got too much other stuff to do besides deliver a baby. The other technician that I had that was pregnant, she would call off because she was sick, which was fine. Sometimes she needed to go home early. which was fine. And, as a manager, it's that fine line because, yes, I wanted to make sure she was okay. I wanted to make sure her baby was okay because that's ultimately what's important. But also at the same time, when you're working behind, it puts the customers at risk because now everybody's got to work twice as hard, twice as fast, and you're more likely to make a mistake. This was in the front end, so I've never worked up front, but if somebody called off because they were pregnant, especially when it's the front end, I don't see what the issue is. I've worked with other store managers who've had employees that were pregnant, and they just make accommodations. So, to me, this just seems like a manager just not following policy or whatever for whatever reason just didn't want to make accommodation. Yes, it's probably annoying. You need somebody to work, and then you find out they're pregnant. And according to this story, the manager said they had inventory, so I could see he was probably under a lot of pressure to get the store ready for inventory. Now, the issue, to me, this just seems like an issue with the store manager. Yes, it's annoying. You hire somebody to help the store, and then you find out they're pregnant, and then they have all these. See, for me, it's not really an issue with Walgreens so much, but it's more so with the store manager and the poor management at this store. Yes, it sucks to hire somebody because you need help and to find out that they're pregnant and can't perform all the duties that they probably said they could in the interview, especially when they said they had inventory coming up. So the manager was probably feeling stressed. But at the end of the day, it's the front end. You can make some accommodations for a pregnant woman. You don't have to make her stay. Now, where I feel like Walgreens probably is liable as a company is that the fact that they understaffed so much that this store manager felt like he had to force a pregnant woman to stay. If there was better staffing, if there was more hours for the pharmacy and up front, the manager probably wouldn't have felt so inclined to make a pregnant woman stay. But because of the terrible understaffing in retail, unfortunately, he tried to make this poor woman stay, and as a result, according to the article, she had a miscarriage. So my thoughts, what do you think? Do you think this is Walgreens as a whole, or you think this is more of an issue with the management at this store? As always, thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Please share and subscribe. Bye-bye.